were, I think, invading another frightened territory. So let's try not to play too many games with the same number in the title at the same time, and let's play Seven Kingdoms 2. Yeah, I was also having a bit of trouble getting it or getting the name right. Where's my campaign games? Campaign 6. Okay, so campaign 6 is the game we're looking for. Yeah, we're once again attacking a Quidson territory. And since that worked well last time, which looked pretty similar to this, but it's not that scenario again, we will... Okay, you're the king. The king might want to get out there. And I like how the troops make way if one of their mates is basically not able to move out. Something that greatly pleases me, by the way, is that we obtained the ability to make use of the Egyptian berserker attack last scenario, and that gives our troops a massive, and I mean a massive, boost in damage. I mean, not all the troops, but most certainly the chariots. Okay, we're also going to go with the seat of power again. I'm going to build the seat of power a bit sheltered, although actually it might be a good idea to put it here, closer, somewhat close to the center of the map. I mean, it is not actually the center of the map. I'm fully aware of that, but it's we are wasting less divine energy with that. At least I'm hoping that. Okay, you get the point. We're going to fortify this city again like crazy. And then... Okay, you lot should go here. We're going to tax those guys at 60 again. It seems to be a well-working threshold for taxation. So I'm going with 60 for taxes, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, this 4 will go here. I also need one of those chariot builders, so that's the next goal here. But for now, we need to fortify. Like this. And I'm going to tune up the... I know, it is already tuned up. I was going to make sure the volume of the... basically, I think it's called line in. So the volume of the recording is actually cranked up to the maximum. And I believe, just like last time, we're going to sell a few of those fortresses once we actually get other cities. Okay, you can actually go in here now. It's also important to always fortify your towns. There's actually no reason, in my opinion, to not have your towns fortified with walls. Because those walls can really make the difference between a city being alive or wiped out. Okay. This 4 is empty. You go in there. And I know I could probably just rush everything with those troops I started with, but I don't feel like doing that. Okay. So we built 7 forts. That sounds like a very impressive historical number, like the 7 forts of Aknim. Yeah, that sounds actually pretty impressive. And in that regard, I probably should have moved this temple over here, or this seat of power over here, just for the sake of the actual defense being more given. I believe the scenario is pretty much the same as the last one we played, so as the last one we played in this regard. I mean, we also had a very, very short scenario where you had to reach a certain population, and you basically started with that population already, so it was kind of pointless. And that's a real shame. I wish that wasn't the case. I mean, that's clearly bugged in my opinion. Well, I'm not sure if that's actually a result of your former games, if that's something that happens because you did something pretty well in the last scenarios. Anyway, I'm going to have one of those peasants just walk a bit. I just need to basically clear some of this fog of war here. Because I want to know the enemy strength. I want to see one of their lairs. And it'll also help us to anticipate their attacks better. I noticed that you could also play this with Fog of War. But I believe that's not too much of a difference, to be honest. I just prefer not to have the fog because it's more of a nuisance than anything else, in my opinion. It seems this time the enemy lairs are not as close. Which kind of sucks because I do need to start killing them. We need to get some attacks so we can replenish our rather beaten up money bags. Money bags are rather beaten up treasury, that's what I'm looking for. The treasury. Also some weird factoid here. I've actually been recording those videos, or all of those videos, between around 11 and 1. I don't know why, but I suddenly, in the last days I had this kind of a midnight craving for recording. So I decided to just go for it, and also that was kind of the time that I just had available. Like, it's the time where I don't know what else I want to do. I don't feel like doing anything for the university, so and I don't feel like playing other games for some reason. Yeah, I've been playing recently. I've been getting back into Divinity Original Sin. I don't know why I stopped playing that. I believe it was because I had exams and shit to do. So wow, we need to find some of the enemy here. Oh well. Yeah, I believe it was because of the exams that I basically stopped playing that, because, well, you kind of have to prepare for those. Also, I don't like this Badlands map too much. I just prefer to be on a more lush battlefield. I don't know why. But I like it more. Everything looks so sick here. I mean, why would I fight over this land? It just sucks, to be honest. I mean, this is land you probably wouldn't want to live in. So why fight over it? Okay, yes, it might be the old and sacred land of our forefathers, but couldn't they pick a better place? We've had battles on the lush map already, on the fertile lands already. And what exactly am I invading? I don't see any enemies. I don't feel like I'm invading as much as I'm just... We might end up meeting here after I decided to settle here for some unknown reason. Look at that. We haven't seen anything yet. Okay, we're not that great at clearing the fog of war, but still, we haven't seen anything yet. I wish settlers had a callback button as well, so you could return them to wherever you wanted them. Something else I've been playing recently is Pokemon Uranium. I'm not going to provide download links, just Google it and you will find it. I'm finding it quite fun, even though, first off, it's only in English, so I don't have the Pokemon names in English, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out the types of Pokemon just from the name. Sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes it's just not. Okay, there's the Quidson. Obviously, they are military first. And they have a slave town. I would still prefer them to attack me, so I'm not going to attack them. Unless we really run low on money, then I'll have to. Could we get some more divine magic here? Perfect. Wait, you, before you go in there, build me a chariot thing. I'm going to place it here because he happened to be there. I want some of those chariots ready. I'll have to hire them while I still have money. Okay, and I'm not sure how many enemy empires there are here. Okay. Also, how's the leadership doing here? Oh, why are we always getting the atrocious troops? Why can't we pick veterans with any leadership skill? Do they put that as kind of a recruitment thing? You have to be this bad at leadership to go on campaign with the king? I wouldn't think that's how it goes. Anyway, we'll probably make this guy here the general of this 4 and get the king his own troop of chariots. Might actually do that now. I know, I'll wait with that for a bit. And against my better judgment, I might actually give the king just a bunch of just a camp. Or I might move him over here. I don't know. Because we don't need a chariot here, or we don't need we need a chariot. We don't need another 4 here. I could have actually also gone for like 4 4s and a few camps, because those would have been probably enough to do the shooting for us, but I prefer to have all 4s just in case those initial ones really get torn down. In that case, you definitely want to have something going on. Also, now we're getting the rogue citizen, or not the rogue citizens, but we were getting the slaves. And I'm hoping this will... Also, why did we start with 50 reputation? That's quite a lot. We didn't do anything to earn it yet, so I'm kind of surprised. What was that? Right, we're getting the civilians. Keep in mind those towns are still considered neutral, so you can see it here. So slaves can just walk out. And this is also something that the Egyptians don't have that much trouble with, the plague. I believe they had it in ancient Egypt. At least I think they knew about the disease. I'm not sure how often it would break out there, but I believe they knew about it. Anyway, since you can create so many people, I mean, you've seen how quick those cities grow and how quick this city grew despite us recruiting a whole lot of guys. And that's just amazing. So yeah, the plague isn't much of a deal. If you have a small town and you just recruited a bunch of them and then 12 people die in your town, then you have a problem, because this town is basically dead. And it takes ages for it to get anywhere useful again. Or if there are other issues like that as well. And all the... it's unrelated there, but one of the downside of having to fight Minotaurs is that you can't use the... or you actually have to liberate the resources. There's a good chance that they build those alchemy towers on those resources, and then you have to basically liberate those resources before you can use them. Which is a bit inconvenient, to say the least. And I'm not going to build a second chariot builder here, because those are expensive as well. I mean, they're not that extreme. I mean, I could have 8 of those for the price of the Seat of Power, which I might also use for the Unknown Blessing this time, because we are pretty low on money, and I kind of wanna get over this. Okay, shut up, cell phone. Next episode, we'll hopefully get attacked. I'm actually hoping for an attack now, because I do want to get money and to weaken the enemy forces. Are we at war? Yes, we are. So, yeah. Until then, bye.